Hi. Thank you very much for inviting me here. Pleasure to be here. So I'm Temisan Gerrard. I currently live in the UK where I work and reside and do all of my building from. I was in Nigeria up until 2023, and prior to leaving, I used to work in traditional finance. I used to work in banks. I worked in some of the top banks in Nigeria before I left. And then I moved into DeFi. I moved into DeFi in 2020. So I have been part of this industry from its inception, from the days of Ponzi's, where you had, oh, the good old days, where you had DeFi APRs of 1 million and you had to move from farm to farm and you had to be awake in the middle of the night or else you get rogged and you lose all the profit you've made, or when you start learning about impermanent loss, or when you start or when you start doing what they call it again, perps trading, and then you decide and then you realize that, oh, perps trading is not really for you, because if you're a good perps trader, you wouldn't consider perps trading, and any other cases like that. So yeah, it's been really fun in the industry from day one, and I have I think I have done everything in the crypto space that can be done. So my current goal in crypto, or my current goal in with this blockchain industry, is to advance the use case and how it's implemented in the real world. um my prior experience, or my prior life, was someone who was living within the regulated systems, and then NSAS happened and I saw how quickly it is that you can lose control over everything you claim to have. And that's when the concept of not your keys, not your coins, and the entire unlock or value unlock that the blockchain brings was possible for me to see. And ever since then, I think I have organized and put my life in such of a scenario that everything I do is geared towards advancing and moving forward in some form of the other. So with the introduction of AI into the world, when AI arrived, I felt like this was the perfect counterparty to grow the crypto industry. And I believe I will be right very, very soon, simply because with the way you can have multiple, everybody can spin up a transaction, everybody can spin up an agent, everybody can spin up a bot. The easiest thing to give that agent or that extended version of yourself access to capital is by giving it a wallet. I know everybody keeps saying, oh, what they call it, cards for agents and this for agents, but really, if you wanted to do something quickly, get in and out with the way the world is going, you would give an agent a wallet and you'd call it a day. Micropayments, however the fugazi wants to be with other blockchains of micropayments and X4 to the long and short, is that you would need blockchain rails and you would need a wallet. Every other thing around it is just people trying to sell a product. And so with that, Autobett, Autobett came to life. Beyond being a founder and a builder of this, I'm someone who enjoys reading, who enjoys playing chess, who enjoys playing a lot of chess. I don't particularly care for if I say the rules or the techniques that people have, it will sound crazy, like, oh, who plays chess not to win or get better? But I want to play enough chess as the greats have lost matches. So if you check all of the good players of chess right now, what every single person has under their belt is thousands and thousands of matches. So if you haven't even started playing as much, you're not ready to get into the ring. I'm sure at some point, if I studied techniques, I would be good at it, but I haven't really gotten good at life in anything by studying. I've gotten good by doing. So that's my guiding philosophy in most of the things I do. And yeah, that's me.
That 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 is an amazing submission, Temi-san. If you're selling me a product, just know that I'm sold already, because your introduction just makes makes me want to get to know more of you. And yeah, you know what? Let's go. We're going to get back to you. Big Ghost, Power. Can you hear us now? Can you
Yes, I
hear
can
us
hear you.
now?
Hope you guys can hear me.
Yo,
Yes, I can
welcome
hear you.
back. Welcome back. Um, but I think we there's still, like, it's kind of difficult to hear you very clearly. I don't know if that can be improved
Can
on.
you guys can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I am. Okay, I can hear you. So we have our second
Oh,
guest, who is Big Ghost, also known as excuse me, Power. I call him Power, but I'm trying to get a name that most people know. Power Herring. Did I pronounce that well?
Okay, Aaron. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. He's the founder for Cliqibot. Um, hold on. My screen is misbehaving. Okay. Hold on. Yeah. Can you hear me now? Are we together? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. I can hear you perfectly. I can hear you
Okay.
since.
Ghost, are you there? I think we've lost him again. And I wanted to go straight to asking him questions, the questions I have for him already. So I think I don't know if it's network or something, but I think we're going to move on, and hopefully he's going to join us again, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Because I'm hearing you since I think it's
I'm going to go. Okay, so I'm still going to ask you a question because I want people to understand what you've built about. I want to understand your product. The autonomous arena. What's it all about? Could you give us like a I would say a layman breakdown, but like an intensive breakdown to let everybody understand from the idea phase to what can benefit when they use your product.
Oh, fantastic. Very happy you asked that. I started this product. I won't say I started this product last month, but I would say I have been ideating for I've been ideating for over a year now on different game products, and a couple of them just weren't possible with my technical expertise and how far agentic coding was back then. So I am also the founder of Setly, and Setly is my brainchild. But in building Setly, Setly is a mammoth project. It requires a lot of things to get there. So everything that we can build towards the final goal I want to do with Setly is everything that we do. And in that build up, I have now worked towards building different forms of, would I say, customer acquisition patterns. And gaming was one of them that came across to mind. And as things kept evolving and things kept changing, I think 2 months ago, I started playing around with Google AI Studio API keys. And it was a Saturday morning, and I think I watched American Dragon or The Life and Times of Juniper Lee. And it just reminded me of childhood. And I was like, wait, I can make a game. And then I went on to make a Juniper Lee game. And that was nice. And I made a 2D game. And I was like, wait, I can make a 3D game. I made a 3D game. I was like, oh, nice. Then I made a 3D racing game and a 3D fighting game. I'm like, oh, wait, we can do this. And then I taught my Claude Code how to use Blender. And then I started building 3D worlds. And I started building 3D characters. And then I started learning about Mixamo and meshes. So everything has just been a constant iteration of building and learning. So it got to the point where I had gotten my Claude to take the Blender documentations, parse them. I did a QMD search on the Blender documentation, parse them, use that to create a skill for my Claude Code Blender instance. So my Claude Code can effectively work well in Blender if I pay for the max subscription. If I say, hey, build me this world or flesh out this world, you can do that for me if I wanted to. So I did that up to a point, and I'm like, you know what? This is good enough. We don't need to spend our time designing anymore. Let's make this real. So even the repo on my local computer is called Blender implementation. Like that's what the folder started out as. It's called Blender implementation before I now started building all of the things in it. So where the idea came from is everybody's talking about AI agents, and DeFi is something that has always been so fun. But the problem is I have seen all of the flavors of DeFi. I have eaten, tasted, participated in all of the flavors of DeFi, from Ohm, where we're talking about 3.3, to Ponzinomics, to every single thing that happens. Even on-chain gaming is a bit of a drag because everything is always about the token. It's always about the token. It's always about how much you can make if you're early enough on the token. There is nothing you do just for the sake of the fun of it. There's nothing you do just to participate. So the concept of the arena came up where it's a place with simple games you would play in real time. Rock, paper, scissors, heads or tails. It's games that are very probabilistic. It's basically like walking into a casino. You understand? You hit the slots, it's yes or no. You play rock, paper, scissors against your friend. It could be one of three things: rock, paper, or scissors. You understand? Like, the options aren't too many that you would say, oh, you need to think there's some supreme strategy that you have behind your rock, paper, scissors. And I'm like, yeah, we can do that. And then I did that, and I'm like, wait, why don't we make it possible to bet against each other? So my first iteration on Sepolia, my bots were just trading and going crazy. I think I have about 700 transactions of my bots just playing against each other on Sepolia, because it was like minted USDC, minted USDC and Sepolia Ethereum. And my bots were just going crazy. I think my server costs skyrocketed that period because the bots were just always playing multiple games against each other. So that happened. And then I now decided to move it over to Base, because it's the closest place with the most EVM activity right now, and it just makes sense. So I deployed on Base, and then I'm like, you know what, let's start using real money. So I deployed my smart contracts, I deployed my escrow pools, I sent some USDC from my wallet, I built everything from scratch over the month, and everything has just been constant iteration over iteration. Right now, or as at the early stages, it was even in a much nicer phase, because everything was just one-shotted. So when you now start putting in effort to get things to work the way you want them to work, it now starts breaking slowly. So that happened, and over the last couple of weeks, it's just been refinement. Like, even recently, I just started tweaking the copy yesterday with a new workflow I discovered, with using Google Stitch and using Codex and then using Claude at the same time, just to constantly do the review of the existing designs, because it started out very bland. It wasn't what I wanted it to be. So now it has a bit more of the life and pop I want the colors to have. I was able to put in games like blackjack. Like, it's so fun. There is no blackjack on chain. Color me. I don't know if I'm wrong, but I don't think I've seen blackjack
I
on
don't
chain.
think there is. I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any yet.
I'll be very surprised if I do. And my plan for this is, it's possible to play against your friends. So if I can get the kind of like brand support I would want, I would hire a team and tell them what I want them to do with the rest of the product. So, because what I want...
I didn't know. Sorry for cutting you in. I didn't know that this was actually the story behind it. But it's always interesting to see how, like, great ideas just comes from little things. Like, because I remember how I sit down and try to brainstorm one novel idea, and it's just like, what? Where are you? Right? And now you're saying it's just like, oh, you had a nostalgic feeling, and like, oh, you know what? Let me try this, and we're here right now talking about the product. That's amazing. I don't know, Big Ghost, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh,
nice.
yes, loud and clear. We're happy to hear you. Welcome to the party. We almost left you behind, but we don't do that here. We don't do that here. Okay, so we've had Temisan introduce himself and tell us about his product, and I think it's your turn. It's your turn to tell us. Just a brief intro. Don't be too humble, because most times I always call people out. I have done my background check. We know you, so give us the full gist, right? Yeah, we want to know, first of all, the name Power. Why is that name is very unique? This is just my question for you first. Is that your real name, Power?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my like that's my real name. Power. Power's my real name. My middle name is Evan. Yeah, and the last name is my son, my family name, my son name. I think people find that kind of like strange. Why Power? Or like, why they name me Power? I'll just always have to explain myself every time.
And you allow Big Ghost, and there's a seasonal movie that's called Power, and we have Ghost. Where is that happening? What's
Funnily,
that?
there's actually a connection between the Big Ghost and the movie. itself. Because I think secondary school days, Power came out. I think it was like I remember I started watching around 2015, 2016, like 2016, 2018. I was kind of like doing my work that time, and most of my back then call me like they said I kind of like that guy, that ghost, the main character ghost, and they said I kind of think I don't want to use the word illegally, like, but I think
you're a bad guy.
No, it's not like a bad guy. I think I find solutions. I find solutions to problems. That's what I do.
Yeah. Okay. Now I get. You are the solution guy. That's where it comes from. Okay. Let's go back to work.
Yeah. So,
let's go back to work. So we want to. Could you like let us know? Let's know about you. Yes, let's know you more. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'll just make it brief. I think I have to introduce myself. I won't really say much because I've been in the Web2 space. Let me say the old crypto DeFi space since like 2021, and I started building around 2023. And the building journey was not technical because I was with it. I think I've always been interested in kind of like anything tech. I remember where I come from exactly. It's not a place whereby you can venture into tech. Like the tech you venture to is to do some more like scamming, like where I come from. And I could remember very well. I was chatting with someone who's older than me. Then I was like saying, maybe one day I'll become a builder. And then I can't really understand what a builder was because I was still very young. But I do understand that I want to be a founder. I build something because I just like look at things and like this thing. I personally hate what's called I hate friction. So my life has always been around just kind of like solving problems. And I will not lie, I hate any traditional method. Like first of all, I hate traditional education or what they call the Western education. But I had to go to school because I had no option. Then I think from growing up in other parts of Nigeria, I kind of like had different experiences, in kind of focusing mainly on problem solving. Like you realize something about life is that the more there's too much layers to things, the more it is hard to kind of like engage with or get people to do things with it. So my life always consists of like removing layers and things. And personally, my background is just been going to. I left school. I was not like I later left school because part of like being just like stubborn and rebellious out there.
Now we're confessing. I said something like that, and you said no.
Then my dad couldn't like agree with that, so he asked like, okay, you have to choose some. My dad is kind of like my dad is an archbishop, the bishop, and it's like, okay, you have to go to Bible school. You're not going to go to the traditional school and furthermore. So I had to go to Bible school, get ordained. I was like, no, this is not my path. I have to just like find a way and get back into the spirit. Then 2021, I came across crypto from a friend. Then from there, I just kept getting interest, and I realized something instantly there, that this is a space whereby I could actually live because there's no any central authority. There's no regulation or some kind of like, oh, this is how you have to do things. Everybody's free to try out. Everybody's free to try out things. You could fail. Last time people just like say, oh, that guy failed and they leave you. Next 2 months, you're going back again. So I was like, oh, this is my opportunity. This is where I can actually kind of like try out, my ideas and build. And nobody's going to stop me from building. So in 2023, I started and I ventured into building. And I'll just say, me personally, I'm just someone that see problem and just want to solve it. That's just me. And I find the simplest way to solve it. That's how I go about things. So that's all about me. That's all I can say for now. All I can just pick up my head.
Oh, This is me giving you a clap. I remember my last I think the last live stream. I've always been complaining about these claps. I have to look for a way to be able to give everyone their flowers, but this is me giving you a flower. That's an amazing submission, right? But I think the second question that you forgot to talk about is about your product. Cliqibot,
Okay.
right? Yes. So
talking about Cliqibot, I think starting from the idea itself and like how we actually came around solving that kind of problem is that, like I said, I realized one thing I first realized when I came to the crypto DeFi space is that there are too many layers. Let's even start from examples. There was a time you can't launch a token if you are not that someone that knows how to like write and smart contracts, and there's this huge amount you have to pay. There's just so much to go through. And I think what I realized is that when there are too much layers, it's like there are too much bosses on you that you have to there are too much people you have to pay, too much people you have to listen to, you have to wait for their approval, and this will delay the process, and eventually, even before you even get to try it out, it's already gone. And in every space, I found out that this delayed adoption in any space, even Web 2. Let's look at how the normal process of things we do in our daily life. Let me say you are trying to get a certain license from the government. You know how many processes you have to go through, because there are too many people you have to too many layers of people you have to go through. And I realize if you can actually use the layers between these things, it will accelerate the execution time. Because eventually, just by having an idea or seeing a problem I want to solve it, it's about being able to bring the idea to life and actually test it. Is this going to work? And from the place I come from, we don't have the time to overthink things. There's limited resources, limited time. There's no much. So the only thing you have to do is immediately you have it, try it out. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, you drop it. That's just how things works. And I kind of have that in my head. So in my experience in Web3 space, I started with Web3 job, then I started trading 2022. And most times, if you are not getting your call from the alpha group, definitely you are waiting for that degen guy from X to drop the CA so you can ape him. Then you have to copy it, run to your Telegram, drop it. Everything just slow down. And I was like, in this age, a lot of things happened this year that actually
wait. I want to cut you off. I want to cut you off because I feel like you're going into the juice already, the juicy parts, right? And I have questions for you, right?
Okay.
But yeah, I think I should actually give a follow-up question immediately. So Cliqibot is essentially removing the scary part of Web3, right? You're solving the universal problem of onboarding. Can you walk us through Can you walk us through the base smart wallet functions, the passkey and gas sponsorship, allowing Cliqibot to offer a one-click experience? Because if thinking about your product, it's amazing, right? Because it's one click and all of those bus stops, we stop boarding all of them and just take an Uber, right? Or just drive on a private jet. That's that's the experience that we have now, right? With your product. So can you walk us through, how you are able to boycott the whole Web3, what's the word, Web3 jargons? Because the experience, I think, because of their long processes, it makes people even hate to come into Web3 or just give up on the way.
Yeah, people don't want to try it out. They feel like this thing is too hard. This shit is too hard to go through. And I know how human beings think. Once we feel that this is going to be hard in our head, we don't want to go through it. So what we actually did with Cliqibot is that I'll give you a simple survival process. When you see a post with the contact address and you like it, you already sign up on our platform, you already set your boat. If you're a trader, you already have a strategy you should trade. Maybe you enter your trade with 0.1 ETH, or you enter with $100 per trade. Now you already set the strategy on the boat, and the only thing for you is discovery, because everything starts from discovery. You discover your alpha somewhere, you get it somewhere. But now we are shortening the time between your discovery and your execution. You don't need it to be going through that process. You find out, Elon Musk is launching a token. He posted the CA. You don't need to do that. You just like the post alone, because eventually you will like it. We know, because that's what you do. Now we are turning your social intent into an on-chain execution instantly for you. This will happen immediately. You like it like this. Our post automatically, our AI agent automatically detects, because since you connected your X, we're kind of reading your likes instantly. So when you read it, and okay, there's a CA here. You're actually giving an intent that I want to buy this. Then instantly, he validated the token. Is it on Base? Is it on Solana? Then instantly, he routes it to different decks, because eventually we don't want you to, we look for the deck that has the most liquidity and that allows you to buy without charging too much fees. So we add you to different decks and find the best price for you. Then it automatically executes the trade instantly. That's just how it all just works straight. And what we did is that I think the only things we kind of like walked through that I think I'm really amazed about is that with the way X work, with the way X work, and X work with their API and stuff, it makes so that the cooling time is so short that a sniper cannot be, even if someone snipe the token, it cannot beat you to it. And you know, we charge the fee, a sniper will be charged. And me myself, I was really, really happy about that. Because now you don't need to snipe token, I'll be charged. Maybe you snipe token $100, they charge you like $100 for it for fee. Now you can buy with Cliqibot, instantly discover it, and not be charged with that fee. Example is what happened with Trench Cloud. I got in with Trench Cloud as a first person. Like I was not even like happy. And I was not charged any fee for it, except the 1% fee on the trade. Immediately discover it. We shot the pulling time was so short that it's like 5 seconds the most for the pulling time. And I think that was still the best for any execution or social execution layer right now. That's what Kali will do.
I think it's so amazing to see the I was like thinking about the process, because before now a lot of people wouldn't even go into trading, or when they hear about a token they're like, I don't have all the mental strength to start doing all this research and all of that. But your product just makes it like from intent to on chain. Like that's just, it's just, yeah. So that's an amazing one. So yeah, let me go to Tisan. Tisan, my question for you is so when it comes to the autonomous arena to work, you need an agent to interact, compete, and build reputation consistently. So this is happening like over and over again, right? That
Yes.
that request that requires a network that is both incredibly cheap and lightning fast. How has scalability of the base network changed the way the arena was designed? Would I say, did it affect the way you designed the arena, or did it give you flexibility for you to be able to design such an arena, right? How does base allow you to build a complex reputation economy where there's thousands of micro transactions, right, with your agent actions happening without costing so much money, and like making it crazy expensive to run or to play?
Well, I have been spending my own money, but I will say that um, the fees, like the layer two fees, are very cheap, so it works. Like, and I have been on what you call it now. I have been native. I have been like EVM native. I'm an EVM person most of the time because of the flexibility of what smart contracts allow you to do. I do a lot of work with smart contracts, so it just made sense for me to be able to finally run mine. And there are so many more iterations of this that I will do. I have some past projects that I need to resurrect, and I couldn't do them outright because I didn't have the skills I currently have now. So everything will come back to life. But I will say that like the fees are cheap, so it makes this sort of thing possible. The real cost I'm suffering now is my server costs, but one day at a time.
Great, great. That's the spirit. One day at a time. On base, we say, it's still day one, right? It's still day one. So, it's quite interesting to hear you speak. Actually, I think, Tisan, you're actually a good speaker. I do enjoy the way you're able to break down stuff, give us like straight to the point, bass boost. You know what they call bass boost? That's what. So, but I have a question for you, a follow up question. And
Sure thing.
beneath all these will I say accomplishments, beneath all these products that is life, that people can say, oh yeah, Tisan is running this, Tisan knows how to do this, right? um this question is going to be asking stuff behind it, right? So, as a builder, could you share a point where you almost gave up building, maybe because of a failure, a bottleneck? Yeah, could you give us like an instance where that happened? and what was it that made you step up? And because if you didn't, you wouldn't be here right now, right? So, yeah, would like to hear you talk about that. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so if I say this now, it will sound like I am like being a motivational speaker, but I haven't given up since 2016. I haven't given up since 2016. I think
So
that's the
since
yeah.
2016. So
I've
before
not rested.
2016, you had given up, right?
Yeah, and before
Okay, you
2016, I
haven't
had given up.
rested.
Yeah, so since 2016, I haven't rested. Um, if you see how I like work on this product, and if you see my GitHub commit time, I spend 11 hours per day sometimes just like banging out these things. And anything you can't do today, you can do tomorrow. That's how I generally approach this. Anything you can't do today, close your laptop, come back, you can do it tomorrow. You can't run well today, come back tomorrow. You'll be able to run, walk, crawl. But yeah, the only thing that happens is when, like most of the time with AI development, you just need to get better at it. It might be difficult, but you just need to constantly have a plan on how you approach your development. And the more you do, the easier it will be. Like I'm competing in a couple of hackathons with some simple API products, and the better you get, the more you can actually deploy like nice things with the way the tools are growing. So I don't think it has been bad. The periods when I gave up were last year or 2 years ago because what I wanted to achieve, the technical capability wasn't possible. But the way things are moving with your basic ChatGPT subscription and your basic Claude subscription of $20 or however much it is, you'll be able to do a lot if you want to do a lot. Oh, and I
Thank you
can't seem
very
to
much.
hear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So basically, I think what you're saying is giving up was never an option for you, right? And with the capability of agents and AI, you don't feel like there are reasons why other developers would give up. Is that
No, like it's
how
fine
you
to give up.
formulate?
Oh, it's fine to give up because it means I'll make it. You understand? Like it's okay if you give up. It means like I will succeed. And
You are not a motivational speaker. This is
you
not what they
understand?
say.
If you give up, it means I will win more. You understand? It just means more for me. So like I'll do this one today, it will blow. I'll go again and do another one tomorrow, it will blow. The one after that will blow. The next one too will blow. And then you are still looking at me. And I will be telling you that it's the same like skills that me and you have, and you won't believe me. I tell everybody that there is no like special knowledge I have. There's nothing I know how to do. I simply just open the thing and I start doing it. Anywhere I get to, if I don't know how to move past there, I talk to people who can get me out of there. So as much as I use AI development, I have a developer on standby. I have someone who has been on retainer for Setly for the last 2 years. And I route all of my technical problems that I'm not willing to figure out over to him. Things like domain registration and all of those things. Like I have to move off of Google Cloud Server. I have done infrastructure development with this product. The length and breadth of things I have learned how to do with because of this product, because you need to understand this is a multiplayer product. So if you were to sign in and Ghost was to sign in and I was to sign in, three of us would be sharing the same instance. Do you understand? Like I have been able to give us live multiplayer. If I can get what I need, I'll be able to harden that player experience where you can walk up to somebody, chat with the person in the game, decide the game you want to play with each other. I just need to work out on expanding that experience. And I have done it before. I just seem to have smudged the code that was able to implement it well. So now I now need to work through it. And that's like a feature like I need to flesh out properly now. But a lot of things are possible. It's not easy, don't get me wrong. You will spend a lot of time working on these things. It's not easy. It's not, I won't like lie and say, oh, you will just wake up and type a couple of buttons and you have an app. All of these guys are lying to you if it's that way. But if you have what you are looking for and like you are ready to press the buttons and you really just enjoy it, yeah, no, you have a great time. I have fun doing this. It's fun
Hmm.
to it's fun to do this. Like who knows? I might put a fighting game in the arena next. You understand? Like that's how far I can take it.
Yes, I love that. Like, I can't wait. I can't wait because I think the idea behind the arena is great, especially the feature where your agent can actually participate and make money for you while you're not in there.
Yes,
That
you just
is
need to turn
that's one.
autoplay on.
Yeah, that's one feature. That's one feature that I think the future is the future, if you get what I mean. The future
Oh
is the
yes.
future. It is amazing. Like so, let me move to Ghost. I'm still coming back to you, Tisan. Um, Timisan. Sorry, I said Tisan. Power. So my question
Yeah.
to you, I hope that's cool to call you Power. I like the power.
So
The
most people call me Power.
yeah. What? Oh, your mom calls you Power.
Like
Is that what
everyone
you
that I
said?
grew up with call me Power. Everyone that I
Okay.
grew up with call me Power.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So Power. My question to you is, um, what made you think that you could actually build such a, will I say, a remarkable, um, one complex action to a simple product? So let me rephrase that question. What I'm saying is, what made you think of such a solution? First of all, if there's a way to, I know the pin, I know that there's a problem. Like 1,001 people know that there's a problem when it comes to the technicality of navigating through Web3 stuff and even trading. Like, but how are you able to come up with the idea that with one button someone is able to boycott all those processes that comes with well, I say degening or trading tokens?
Okay. I think I get the question. I think
Because
the first
I didn't think of the question. I didn't think of the solution, even though I'm still passing through the same problem. Like,
yeah,
what was the thought process?
that's normal.
Yeah.
Even thinking about the solution, sometimes you might still be able to figure it out. I wouldn't say I'm lucky, but I think I was just able to execute the idea. And I think the inspiration actually comes from Base App itself. I use Base App. I was one of the first early users of Base App. And I see Base App, you discover token instantly. You can just tap the token and buy it without even, you're just like set amount. I said buy $2, you already set it there. It's like a preset amount. And a trader, like I said, you have a strategy for you. So you don't need to be going around and saying swapping. That's not necessary. Like this kind of like mostly in trading, speed counts. How fast you get in also counts. And I think that's one of the most thing every trader wants. So seeing that happening with base, and I was like, majority of people get their offers from X. We like in most DeFi people are on X. Majority of us are here. This is where we get things. What if we could replicate this and bring it like to the public? And even now, not just a new that hasn't even been in crypto space for like, let me just say, just enter today, can actually try it out. I'm sure it's going to love because now it doesn't need to be learning that this way has to swap and this page has to do like this because now that will delay this process and people don't want that. Now they can just start from their discovery and be executing. So inspiration actually comes from Base App itself, and we're kind of able to replicate it. And I'm going to replicate that is that I would say it comes down to understanding how things actually works. Because if you understand how the X API works, and you could see what people have done with the social system and on-chain economy, bringing it together, you realize you can actually build an AI agent that can actually read people's life. And this is actually the like is an intent. So if I can build an AI agent that can read people's intent, then we can do that. So that's just we did exactly. We built an AI agent that can read people's intent and turn that intent into an on-chain execution.
And a follow up question, because of now I'm now thinking about, so when I like posts, right now liking posts doesn't just look like a social interaction. It's beyond that. Like like it's
Yeah, it's
now
beyond that.
a, yeah, it has gone beyond, and I think it's a game changer. It might look small, but I think it's the beginning of something even bigger, when you can now use likes to be I don't know, on X to be beyond social, a social action, right? um do you think, wait, give me a minute.
Okay.
I'm thinking about how to put the like arrange the question.
Just put it out. Anyhow it comes.
Okay. So when it comes to like liking other post on X, for example, that has nothing to do with tokens, what happens then when someone is already like subscribed to your bot?
Okay. So what the agent do is discovered is kind of like when I said it's an intent. So now it only work with posts that contain a contract address. That's one, which means you as a trader know definitely if you are seeing a contract address on a post, for you to even like the post, definitely on a normal day, for you to interact with a post, it implies that there's something you want about the post or you like about the post. Let me say you are looking, scrolling, and you're seeing someone posting different sneakers, Adidas, Puma. You liking it is definitely because you like to have one. You love it, definitely. One of the reasons you want it is that. And most time, imagine now have the money to buy it. Just imagine you have the money to buy it. I'm sure you are not just adding it to your cart. You are ordering straight.
Yes, you are getting it immediately. Yes.
So think now like the products you are buying, and you have the money to buy it. So you liking it straight. You are not putting it in the cart. You're just buying straight and ordering for it. So now we did it so well that if you are a trader, after 24 hours that you don't have any trade within 24 hours, the bot automatically pause itself. Anytime you to trade back, you can resume it, or you can feel like I'm not trading today. I'm going to pause the bot. Like, okay, today you're not trading. And now, if you look through the way we build it, is that if you like a post that even contains a contract address, our bot scan the security and analyze it. We will give it a score of 0 to 100. If the risk is going above 50, no matter if you like it, it's not going to buy it, except you set the bot to not be conservative or to not be moderate. Just like, okay, now I'm going full risk mode. You understand? I'm going full risk mode. I don't care if I get drugged, then that's on you. You understand? So kind of put in a way that if you're a trader, it's your own strategy that is at work. You understand? It's not just like the agent is just like going around like, okay, you like this, I'm buying this. No. It's not working that way.
I think that's just suited my curiosity of what if something goes wrong, because now you're now looking at the like button, because I was forced to start imagining like the normal like button that I might just say, oh, click and nothing happened, is now bigger than what it used to be. Like it used to be common. But I think that explanation is just perfect. Thank you very much. Now I'm going to be asking the both of you this question, and Tisan, you go first. The first question is building an autonomous arena. Like this is you building at the intersection of AI and blockchain, right? We're tracking massive universal problems. That's what you're tackling, right? It's big. The what's the word? Let me use the way I wrote it here, right? I said, right, yeah, you're tackling massive universal problems like digital identity, borderless payments, and trust. You could have built this anywhere, allegedly, right? So tell us, what is it about the base stacks specifically that makes it the right foundation for an incredible product like yours?
All right, thank you very much for that. Well, the first part is that all of my money is currently on Base, so well, how we could do you get, do you understand? That's why I keep my Ethereum. That's why I have my USD and my USDC. So what else now? You keep your money where your mouth is now. How do I do on a side?
That sums it up. Right. No more. You just dropped the mic. Okay. That's Tisan's take. How about you, Big Ghost? What was it about the Base? Yeah, the Base stack.
The billion of Base.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is not my first product of Base, so I think I would like myself a gigabase child. If you know the word the word is this phrase is a very good way to build your base. I'm actually not coining the word. Like if you go right now and search your bro, you sure I can't do it. Like everybody was actually going around saying it's a very good way to build your base. And I think one of the things I like
is nice.
First of all was I think fast execution. And currently on EVM, I think I've interacted with different EVM. The base is still the best. The low fees, the fast execution, the community, the distribution in the community. Like what I've seen happen in base is like it could be playing from I can see from what's it called? From Lori here. You could be a creator from, let me say, even from the north part of anywhere in Nigeria, Africa, any place, and your product could go global, because of the network of communities support that base have. And that's one of the unique things I want to find. And another thing is that building itself, base made building so easy. It's so easy that you could not know how to write a single line of code. And you have an idea. And you come, okay, I have an idea. Team will gather up and be like, oh, we love this, we are ready to build for you. The team will come down for you and be like, before you know, you see someone ready to build with you along the line. And guys ask, before you know, your idea is live.
Yes.
And another thing that is happening right now currently on base is the way it's so easy that as a builder with zero fund, you could go from zero liquidity to 5,500 in liquidity on base. Not that base is giving you the fund. It's just that the system, the infrastructure is there. If you know the right infrastructure, I don't want to actually mention in names as if I'm showing this infrastructure, but I don't have any question later about that. Maybe I'll have any talk for anybody that's building on base. But truly, I love base. Like everything will happen on base. Distribution, fast execution, the fees itself, and base also leaning on USDC as a stable coin, like making it dominate on a base is actually kind of like one of the things I like the most, because now anyone from any part of the world that has access to USDC can interact with the global economy on chain.
Yeah,
and I think that's the most beautiful. That's the most beautiful part. Now that's major reason.
Shout out to the base team. Shout out to the base West Africa team. Talking about Anon, ID, Yewande, Dami.
Yeah,
I like the list. Israel. It could go all and all, because I just think this certifies the fact that the base team or the base West Africa team has always been ready to always want to ship and help builders ship globally, right? So yeah, big ups to you. Thank you for actually saying that. That's real. That's real talk. So my next question is kind of funny, but it's also, it's not funny. I would say it's we're talking about the future. Just let me just go ahead and read it out. So let's say the entire world adopts bots, agents. Like, what happens to the traditional idea of Web3 users, in quote, right? Are we moving to a world where humans just give intents and agents do the rest? Is that what we are looking at in a couple of years to come?
Okay, so
Temisan, yeah.
Okay, so from my perspective, no, the average person doesn't need as much AI as I use. The average person wouldn't even want to touch this much AI. And for a lot of things, like, we also need to remember that our industry is very, very niche and localized. We are the ones that care about the things that we care about. So before it becomes a world broader reality, it will take a lot of steps. That's the first part. To the second part of, if we're just going to become intense, it's Python and Bash and curl and CLI command tools. Every single time we make it seem like it's more than what it is. It's Python and Bash and curl or TypeScript. It's an SDK. So in the future, like my OpenClaw is run with Chinese API models. I'm paying for Coin B3 models. That's what runs my OpenClaw. I don't pay for Claude or Anthropic for my OpenClaw instance, because those are very expensive MFs. China is the way on that. So I'm using all of these tools. So I use everything, which is why I feel I have enough of an opinion on how I feel about it. Agents are great, right? But when you're teaching your son how to ride a bicycle, or you see them teaching a child to ride a bicycle, and the child will be doing his part, and then you are pushing the child on the back so he's moving. Yeah, that's what it feels like with agents now. And I'm not saying they are not good agents, but do you have $200 to spend for Claude to send emails for you?
No, I was talking this question. I was asking in terms of your product, like your products, for example. It's it's an arena that gives people they don't get to spend as much as you do, right? You, the founder of that product, but they get to use AI to solve their problem. Is they're still using AI to play games and earn. And I don't know
Yes.
whether you get my point. So
Oh yes,
beyond
yes. So
being
what?
found,
So that yes. Okay, great. Okay, so if that's the angle you're coming for, then yes. But the products have to be value additive, not extractive from the average person. So what I've offered them now is just, oh, it's a game of chance. It's like sending somebody to the casino for you with $20 in their pocket to say, you know what, go do your best. Play the games that I want you to play. And if you're ever in the mood to hang out with your friend, you say, hop on with me on the arena. And if I get it to the stage where I want to get it to, and I can have enough rolling liquidity, then I can start offering challenges and games and those sorts of applications. But yeah, it will be something that feeds itself.
I think yeah, I want to hear your take on that. Power. What's your take? Did you get the question, or do I have to repeat it?
Repeat the question.
Okay, so my question was like, okay, let's say the entire world, like the adoption goes crazy because you can't deny that these bots and agents are doing incredible stuff that humans can do, right? Let's say the adoption goes haywire, crazy. What happens to the traditional idea of a Web3 user? Are we moving to the world where humans just give intents? Like we don't get to do anything. The AI, we just have, I would want you to, and it does everything. And yeah, are we looking at that happening in the next couple of years? What's your take?
My
What's
my
your
take is that
prediction?
my prediction or my take on that we are moving. We are my fast, but I think it's going to be fast because eventually users will not even know they are using AI agent. It's because you have to attach the term AI agent so that you can be part of the night. Eventually, you won't need to say AI agent. It's just another product out there because I believe we are moving. We are considered by people are moving from operator to decision makers. Whereby they're not operating because right now I feel like we're operating a product. It's like operating a tractor right now. No, the tractor is beautiful. It can plow the ground, and can do all you want. But you're still operating it. But I think we're moving to a stage whereby, let me give you an example. It's like a driverless car, whereby don't be a driver to drive a car very soon, where you can just sit down and my car is supposed to be driving. So I'm moving on, like, there will be zero layers and be all intent. You won't have to be watching the chart anymore. Just be like, oh, buy this, sell at this, take profit. If it goes below this, sell it. It is just all intent, and you sit back and do something else, and then it does execute for you. And it's already happening right now. And all you need is just more successful story. With more successful story, adoption increase. And
Yes,
definitely
sir.
we are moving. I don't see that I don't see like it's happening. I even believe it's going to be very soon because we already see people building their personal trading books. Right, they don't even see people going down doing it themselves. Now imagine this getting to a masses now. Like Cliqibot, eventually, it was just an idea between me and a friend. I was like, okay, let us try this for ourselves. I will try it. This is going to be working for us. It was like,
Mhm.
this is not just for us. I think everybody's facing this. Let's take it out. So that's what's going to be happening. I think it's just going to be
Wow.
straight up decision making. All of it being intent, zero layers, zero frictions. No, you don't even see. So I think eventually you won't need to even be saving your seed phrase like you say. People are not even doing that anymore. You can sign with your
Yeah.
socials and get a wallet attached to your socials instantly. And if your social is bad, you'll have a backup and you can just like go anywhere and just log in into your into any platform you're using. And from your social is I think with Bankaro now you can launch a token directly from X. With Cliqibot, you can buy a token directly from Hex. What is going to happen next? A lot of good happening.
That
A lot
that's
will happen.
that
That's
sound
that's my take
that
on it.
that sound like a rhyme. Like the way you said it. He said You
So
can
I'm not
buy
hearing
this
you.
token from
Then
X,
it's
and
bad.
now you can buy with the Cliqbot with a click. You can buy a token from X again. It sounded like what very nice rhyme, like you had it planned for the for this live stream. But yes, I get you 100, and I think that makes a whole lot of sense. I think we're moving to that era where it's going to be intent. When you have this intent and say, okay, this is what I want to do, your bot is able to um, go ahead and take those actions, right? And when it right now is going mainstream. Before now, we used to hear bots and people talk about, oh, I want to create a bot for myself and all of that. But now it's going mainstream, and I think, yeah, it's going to be an experience and a very fast-paced ecosystem. I think I'm going to jump into trading if it becomes this easy. Because for me, I used to always have like code feet. Because when you think about the process to go and find the alphas and all that stuff. So yeah, is Ghost still on the call? Is Ghost on the call? Um, I can't see anybody. Give me a minute. Okay. Okay, guys, we've come to the end of today's stream. I think Ghost was like rogged as his network on Temisan as well. But yeah, but before we round up, I would like to advise builders, if you know you're building in Africa and you want to ship globally, I think connecting with the right community is like your best bet. And the Base West Africa community is ready and hungry to help you move and ship that product. Whether you're building locally, the community is here to help you ship globally. They've been doing that with different projects. You could go check. And yeah, it's still day one. Keep pushing, keep building, and yeah, let's build the future together. Have a good night, rest, guys.